Hey Dave, your game just sold 1 million copies!
Dave the Diver has sold 1 million copies in 10 days, which means they only have like 19 million copies to go to catch up to Elden Ring. But hey, 1 million copies in 10 days is no joke, especially for an indie game with an indie game's marketing budget. In a world where thousands of indie games struggle to find their audience, it begs the question, what makes Dave the Diver so popular? I think I have the answer, but you gotta go with me a little bit on this, alright? Dave the Diver is Hades with fish. Stick with me. Dave manages to, albeit in a different context, nail exactly what Hades is good at, doing a ton of heavy lifting with variety and objectives and a feeling of progression in the core gameplay loop. These games both also have an absurd amount of quality content and gameplay systems to occupy you between those runs outside of that core gameplay loop. It enhances the overall feel of the world, its characters, and does wonders for your experience with these games because it always feels like there's something important to do. Now, Dave does have a significant lack of hot people you get to have sex with, like Dami Mami or Thanatos, the literal personification of death itself. But you don't get to have a raptor and a luchador be servers in Hades. Beyond the fact that Dave is just good, though, the game is also $20 at full price. That's the kind of deal that is ridiculously hard to turn down, especially when you consider just how much content you're getting for that price. And it's wild just how good that content is. I almost feel bad only paying $20 for it, but I think that price point makes it cheap enough to impulse buy and shows some true confidence in their product because they know you're gonna fall in love with it. They made the choice to split their focus as well, with not just one major gameplay loop, but 2 intricate game modes you play that are completely integrated with one another. There are extremely well-designed management minigames required for both the diving and the sushi bar, and about 100 different mini systems stuck inside of those game modes that all feed back into the main idea of Dave go get fish, Bancho make fish yummy. And that is, of course, ignoring the 200 minigames they stuck in there just for the fun of it. Through the 7 chapters that'll take you anywhere from 25 to 30 hours on average, they managed to roll out a new mechanic every hour or so, but it never feels overwhelming in any way. You go from getting fish for sushi to saving a race of mer people, to farming, to franchising, to K-pop, to fucking Tamagotchi. It's wildly impressive, and it looks impressive too. The work they must have had to do on this UI alone is amazing because it all feels themed to what you're doing. Nothing is generic. And the way they've managed to make the ocean look with the background popping and just all of these really vibrant colors is just fantastic. I'd just like to reiterate that this game costs $20. Every aspect of Dave the Diver is enhanceable. The way you fish, the sushi bar, the farms, if you can interact with it, there are upgrades for it, and that's all accompanied by an insane amount of pop culture references and these amazing cutscenes. I also think they managed to tap into some of what the extraction shooter genre has going for it as well, with trying to get the God Run. The God Run is where you get in, get a bunch of objectives done, and get out with that sweet, sweet loot. Because there are so many overlapping systems in Dave, it's easy for you to do a bunch of little tasks and feel like you accomplished something even in a short dive. Which brings me to my next point. There is a very low commitment of time required to play Dave the Diver and feel like you've accomplished something. Final Fantasy XVI seems like a fantastic game, but it's also 70 hours long and goes multiple hours sometimes without a good stopping point. Dave the Diver lets you progress at whatever pace you want to. You can Zerg rush the main story, or take all the time in the world and try to hit the lottery on those shark eggs to perfect your fish farm. That's one of the things I love so much about this game, is that it's willing to fit into your schedule, and let's be honest, we don't have a lot of free time anymore. BattleBit Remastered is a recent game that has a similar function where you can leave a game at any point and it keeps your progress on unlocking things, so there's basically no commitment to finishing out a game, and you can stop at any point while still feeling like you got a lot done and attending to things in real life. I hate to be the guy that brings it up. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of this, but 2023 kind of sucks. Not in terms of gaming, just to be clear. It's actually one of the most stacked years we've had for gaming in a hot minute. Don't listen to Nadia. She only knows how to cheat in Call of Duty.
You dumbass bitch! Shut the f up! Shut the f up, pussy! You f suck!
But like, living in 2023? Yeah, not a fan. More than ever, we have less and less time to spend on hobbies. So games like BattleBit and Dave the Diver are doing as well as they are, not just because they're good, but because they allow for space in your life to have fun and still take care of whatever you need to do. Now, listen, reputation matters. Putting out a steaming turd and then tweeting, ooh, we're so sorry that we made a bad video game, it gets old after a while, especially when you're still charging $70 for bullshit. And consumers lose trust. Instead of doing that, maybe, here's a crazy idea for any of the multi-million-dollar corporations pumping out these awful video games, right? Instead of that, try being like the team behind Dave the Diver. Mintrocket has been pushing out a hotfix almost every single day since launch, ensuring that everyone has the best optimized, bug-free experience they can give you. They are committed to making the game the best it can be, and goddamn if they aren't being rewarded for it. They pushed so many hotfixes in the first week of the game being out that they actually apologized in the patch notes at one point. And just to get this out in the open, you don't have to apologize for fixing your game at any point. Deep Rock Galactic is a great example of devs ingratiating themselves to their community, and here's a pro tip. When the devs give a shit, players also give a shit. Dave the Diver is on track for that exact same sentiment in the best way. All of the ads in the world do not compete with a friend telling you that you would enjoy a game, and that's what's going on with Dave right now. They fucking nailed it, and people talk. Now, I'm not into that parasocial shit, so just to be clear, we are not friends, but I can still heartily recommend this game. There is so much to enjoy, and it never feels stale or played out. The reason that Dave the Diver is so popular is that it's a masterpiece, and it deserves all of the success it's gotten and so much more. It only costs $20. Thanks for watching.